First time clients going. Good. Okay. Other than that, that's solid, right? Okay. So now talk to me about what you're looking for as a coach after more experienced people.
So you're looking at the cores engaged, they're not just slouching. You're looking for the lats to be engaged.
Yeah.
They're feeling in their lats. That they're not using their biceps as much.
How do I know that?
Where do you feel this? Your back or your biceps?
Good. And what about if they don't know? How do I look for that?
If they don't know, you say, where do you feel it? Right here or back there?
Exactly. And what about if they still don't know? They tell me, I'm not sure. This feels about even. Would you want to feel about even or not really?
No, you want to feel it mostly in your back.
Exactly.
I would say 20 to 30% the bicep, 70 to 80% the back.
Perfect. I agree too, right? Okay, so let's say they're saying, I feel it 50-50. What do I do?
Tighten that core a little bit more, pull back just a little bit, that way you're feeling it more in the back. If none of that works, then lighten the band.
Okay, that could be right, for sure. The other thing that I would think that it could be happening is, let's take him off the weight. Okay, I'm gonna put the weights up. Show me your hands all the way down, see what they look like. Because they could be just coming down here instead of coming down here when they can do without the weight. That's how I know the weight's too heavy, before I even ask them to take off weight. Or before I even bring the weight down. Hey, show me this real quick. When you're doing this, go ahead and pull your weights all the way down. There you go. When you feel that, do you feel that here or do you feel that in your biceps more? If you feel in your biceps here, then we have a problem. I got a deeper issue to figure out. If I feel in my lats here, it just means that they're not even I haven't been coaching all the way down, thumbs to the chest or something like that. I'm gonna coach that first before I take the weight down. The second option would be, okay, let's take the weight down. Can you get your thumbs all the way to your chest? Do you feel that more in your upper back? Okay, perfect. So we'll just get here and we'll do a couple more reps, right? The other thing I'm looking for as a coach is there's such a thing as too much flexion, so being too hunched. There's also such a thing as being too extended, right? So I also want to look at and see if they're leaning back and not doing it, right? We described it, but that's something I'm looking at as a coach too. Let me think. There's different versions of this. We can go hands forward a little bit, right? We can go hands neutral, hands back, starts involving the bicep a little more, but we do it still. Let me think. How would you make it harder? Outside or changing the band?
The distance to the band itself.
Wait, what?
So the distance to the band itself.
So if you start moving it back, what changes a little bit more? Go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it. I'll let you figure it out. Does it change anything compared to where you were at? Yeah, but do you feel it anywhere differently in your muscles? That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, and it also becomes a lot more bicep. right? Because your biceps are bending more than your lats pulling back. At that point, it's becoming more of a row than it is a pull down, right? So I not necessarily want to push them back that much. A little bit's okay, but it's like a foot maybe back, max back, not more than that. The second option we can do, let's say we can't go higher, right? We don't want to go up and bend, they're not ready yet. Bring them down lower, right? This is 16, this is 14, this is 12, or I can go all the way down to the floor, right? So like, hey, if you're not feeling this, let's go all the way down to the floor. If somebody's not mobile on the floor, what would you do? Like, let's say I'm over here, right? So I'm here and I'm here.
So shoulders not engaged.
Exactly, right? Why do you think that is? What's missing here? Like what's missing? Why can't I get my, what would you tell me? First of all, let's go where, what would you tell me?
Pull the shoulder blades back and down, engaging those lats.
I can't. This is as far as I can go. What happens? Why do you think that is?
Too low.
Could be too low, but it's more probably hamstring flexibility. That's what it is. They can't sit upright on the ground.
Kneeling.
So you could do it kneeling, for sure. You can do it low kneeling, absolutely. Another thing you can do is just can bring it a little bit higher up to a Balor box or even a plate. A plate might make a difference, right? Because right here, if I'm curled and I can't thoracically extend my back, I just have really tight shoulders and really low mobility on my hammies, right? So what I could do also is go in the Indian sit, see if that helps. That might help him staying straight up. But the problem is if I can't even get into this position, I have a hard time with my legs. If I can't get into this position because I just have really tight hammies, right? I can do it, but some people just have to stay naturally here. If they go slightly back, they're just gonna fall straight back, right? So the floor does have there is a reason to stop the floor. It would be if somebody's too tight on the hammies or somebody can't like sit up straight on the floor, but you have to know that ahead of time before you give them the floor. If not, a low little box like a Balor box or a plate on their butt makes a big difference because they're going to be here. They're going to be able to do a little bit more external rotation with their shoulders, right? Everything you described is perfect. Biggest thing as a more advanced person does it would be watching their bicep. If I'm seeing a lot of laziness, it'll start looking like this.
Yeah, using your shoulders more.
Using my shoulders more. So then at that point I'm coaching, hey, bring those shoulders down away from your ears, right? Making sure we tighten up the lats at the bottom, that helps out too. Touching them where they're supposed to feel it. Hey, make sure you're feeling your lats, right? Not just my shoulder blades, but my lats on the side. What else? I'm also looking at
Keeping their feet down.
putting weight into their feet. So once we get lower and lower, for example, right here, I'm below a 90 degree. I'm below a 90 degree for anybody. It's gonna be harder and harder to put weight on their feet, right? So then I start coaching through the heels instead, right? That way there's something still on the feet. It's still gonna be a little bit easier on the heels than it's gonna be on the full toe, right? For somebody that's taller, especially like Joe might have his knees up here and it might be a bigger angle. So it's gonna be a harder time. So I'm not gonna coach him through his feet as much, right? Let's see. This is our base progression. So since this is our base progression, we always want to make sure people understand it, get it right, feel it right. Somebody like Liz has a really hard time and she's always doing this, right? So as somebody is trying to get in externally rotated with their shoulders and kind of feeling what that feels like. Not right? Okay, so that's our first one. That looks good. There's a lot of things that we want to look at from the side and understand and get used to with clients. Then we start getting into a cable version. So single arm pull downs. What changes in a single arm pull down? Anything?
Single arm.
Yep.
Set double.
Yep.
You're using an anchor.
Yep. We're gonna use it all the way up.
All the way to the
Yep.
top.
Exactly. We're gonna use one handle. Nothing really changes on an anchor pull down. The only thing that is somebody's taller and they're sitting in a box and their arms fully extended and this doesn't come out. You won't have like as much, how do I say it? So maybe me, let me try it. So for example, here, if I'm this close, I don't have any tension in my arm. It's extended, right?
So bring that out a little bit.
Well, what if we can? What if that's the max? That is the max. What can you do?
Drop the box down?
You have to. On somebody that's taller, you have to. You might have to even get him on the ground into a low kneel version. right? So usually we use this one a lot more because I'm already extended. But think about Joe. Joe's even taller than me. He's already gonna be here. So the only way he can do, first of all, Joe wouldn't do a double arm version of this because it's too small. He's too strong. It only carries up to 65 pounds, right? So he might do a single arm, and that even might be too light for him, right? So I would have to lean back a little bit and sacrifice more of the bicep for his lat just to get this exercise done, right? So that's fine. That's fine, but I'm saying there has to be, or you can do on the floor, somebody has a good thoracic extension, right? So I can do that just to lower it down lower and lower, right? But I have to have some weight on this cable before I start. So it just depends on how low you go, and depending how you, on the cable, it doesn't make it harder to go lower, is the distance of the person that makes it go lower, right? Let's see, nothing changes, you're still doing single arm. You're able to focus more on the lat on a single and double on any exercise. So if you have a hard time somebody understanding the lat, switch it to a single arm. Make him understand it first. Screw the exercise that was assigned. I want them to understand it instead, and then go back to that later and see if they understand it better. But if they have tight spine, if they have tight thoracic, it'll be a lot easier single arm, and then when you come back together, it'll be a lot easier to understand together, right? For sure. Okay, so we got different versions here. We got a half kneel pull down, double arm or single arm. We got standing and seated anchor pull downs, standing, seated, double arm or single arm. Okay, so. It's great for grip work. So we're just, by having somebody hang, especially in their 60s, 70s, it's gonna be amazing. I mean, they can stand their own body weight and grip, that's great, right? A lot of times the house people sometimes go over the bar, Sometimes with the thumb over, sometimes with the thumb around. I always teach it with around. If they have a hard time gripping, I might teach them like this. But what I liked about this is that if they can wrap the whole thumb around, they're most likely going to go here on their fingertips. As they get stronger and stronger, they'll avoid that more. But I'm looking at, hey, try to keep your knuckles around that bar at the top. If you start feeling like you're going on your fingertips, go ahead and come up and we'll just reset. That's what I'll coach him on, right? That sounds good. So there's a lot of things I'm watching there, but especially watching the shoulders being underneath the bar. If they have at least that, they're already starting in a good place. If they're behind the bar, then we have a lot of work to do to get their shoulders to be open more, right? Some people do have tight shoulders, and they do hang like this.
Yeah, that's hard.
A lot harder, right? A lot harder on the shoulders. So just know that. They might not be able to do anything. If that's the case, I'm gonna have them hang assisted the whole time. I need them to open their shoulders way more than that, right?
That's a hollow.
Well, that is a hollow, but it depends, right? If you're trying to do it on purpose, a hollow. Yeah. But if you're not trying to do it on purpose, your shoulders just that tight, you're not even using your core to get there. You're just kind of like using it. Your shoulders are just stuck in that form. So you want to just passively try to put their hands down and relax. Also, another thing is, somebody's really tall, they can just be on their tippy toes, right? Knees bent. Knees bent. The less weight, the better. What I do is I take, even if they're starting on the box, I usually take my hand. How much weight is not on the leg, especially if they're getting close to be able to release.
You'd have Joe on that top one.
I'm sorry?
You'd have Joe on the top one.
Joe wouldn't even make this one. You have to make like that one over there. Yeah, seriously. So let's go. Low kneeling pull down. Same thing. It's gonna be on your. Yep, you're sitting on your bum, right? So if that doesn't work for I usually like for anything low kneeling row or pull down, yeah, but they're foot flat. It helps them also increase that flexibility in the ankle, so it's I'm double dipping on that. A high kneeling pull down, you know what that looks like? A pancake double arm pull down. What am I looking for in a pancake double arm pull down?
Legs are locked out.
Legs are locked out, but not only the legs are locked out, I want you to try to do a couple. I'm gonna coach you through it, okay?
Legs are locked out, core is tight,
Yep.
letting the back drop down.
You're not leaning back at all. You're trying to push your chest forward. You're trying to be right underneath that bar. Go ahead and get closer. And get closer, closer, closer. So if I'm looking at you, I'm looking at your shoulders to be right underneath the bar, right? All right, so as I'm doing that, your legs are gonna be locked out. Open up your legs more, wider. Exactly. And I'm gonna have you pull down, look up straight. There you go, go ahead and pull down. There you go, and go ahead and release slowly. So that's a little bit harder, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm also looking at you keeping your upper body straight. So if I'm looking at you from the side, I want this to be at 90 degrees, right? That's the pancake one. So I'm also always pushing a little bit maybe here, or I'm actively telling them, hey, I want you to pull your sternum forward without arching your back. Okay, there you go. A lot more, right? So there's a lot more thoracic flexibility and mobility.
So if they can't do that,
if they can do that, that's fine. I mean, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look like more like this, right?
would you start by lightening the band? Or?
No, it's not about the band. It's not about the band. It's literally about the thoracic mobility.
No, like, what if they're fine right here, but then when they come down, all of a sudden they start going down?
That's okay.
Try to get the weight down?
I just trying to make him conscious of it at that point. You know what I mean? Like, hey, and I'll show them what that feels like. If they're doing this, right? I'll show them what that means. Hey, I want you to pull your chest forward. So like this, no, not really. So what I'm gonna do as a coach is I'm gonna take my knee or my hand, I'm gonna put it right in the mid spine and then push him forward. Ask him, make sure you're tightening your quads, right? Legs are really locked out. Push him more. Exactly, like that. Right? Ask him, do you feel that what that feels like? Yeah, oh yeah, a lot more in my mid back. Exactly, that's what I want you to think about. Every rep is pulling your chest forward, keeping your quads straight, and try and see if you can pull your shoulders back down and flat to the ground. Exactly, right? So I don't want to stop him from doing this. That's being lazy. I'm trying to get into a sternum, into a rib cage down, while also keeping my shoulders open and down. Right? So it's a lot more complex exercise that people think. But like I said, if you're doing this and somebody his first day, this is not wrong. This is good for their first day. That's fine. I'm not gonna coach him yet. I want him to get the exercise. The next couple of weeks, I'm gonna work on trying to see if he can get to this point. Right? Yeah, everything has a progression.
People to get up like that?
To get up? No, I don't teach people to get up. I usually take this away from them and have them get up on their own.
Gotcha.
For sure, yeah. Yeah.
So I notice when I go to dress, I just go to crisscross.
Yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, no, I just get lazy. I get lazy. For sure. No. That's not like, don't ever rely on people on the bands. Because the worst thing that can happen is they release one side and it just projectiles over there and hits their eye. You don't ever want to. One thing as a coach for safety on anything, pull down bandit, always come back. Let's say they're sitting in a box. Let's say they're sitting, you're gonna take it from them. If they're finished the last rep, their arms are extended, take it from them, let them come off, and then just put it back.
How would you teach if you don't have time, there's weight on?
Then you have to have them sit up with the band, but don't release it. So a lot of people, like for example, like Bob, this might be too low for Bob. He can't get out of here.
Yeah.
He is also too far away from the, that's why I like to make sure they're right next to it, just in case they can use this to help out. But they're also too far away from that. So that's what it becomes. You have to try to coach, either tell them to wait for a second, or you kind of come over here, hold it off of them. Hey Bob, go ahead and get up while you're coaching that person over there from here.
Gotcha.
That's your better option, is coaching that person across the gym from here, as long as they don't need a spotter. If you're spotting them, it's kind of technically up to you to tell that person to wait, because I think if it's like he's about to get done with this set, hey, I don't even tell him to wait. Hey, go get a drink of water real quick before we start that bench press set. That's easier, right? You don't have to say wait for me or anything. Grab a drink of water, or hey, take a little break for a second. We're gonna let our heart rate come down. I use a lot of things as an excuse. I'm making an excuse. Hey, I want you to get that next bench press set. I want you to take a little bit 1 minute break, and then we're gonna get right into it, okay? Hey Bob, let me help you out with this pull down. That's an easy way of saying it. Then hey, go ahead and wait for me for a second. I'm gonna help Bob out. You're not asking them to wait for something else. You're telling them, I want you to rest up so we can go kill that last set.
Gotcha.
That's a different way of saying it, right? So it's a lot of times the way you say it that delivers the message better. Hey, I don't care about it. One thing is saying, I don't want to waste their time.
Yeah.
Right? So if you say, if you can always say that, but if you say it that way, hey, go ahead and give me a second, I'm helping Bob. If you say that, you're also making it seem like you're not helping them. So instead of saying that, you can have multiple things to say before you even actually say that. Hey, go ahead and take a break, go get some water, or just wait for a second, let the heart rate come down, and we'll go right into a bench press set. All right, Bob, let me finish you out. I'm gonna grab the handles from you. Go ahead and step up, Bob. I'm caring about both of them as much, but it looks a lot better as a coach. You look like you're caring about both of them.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? So it's always a good way of saying it. Okay, so feel good about the pancake?
Yes.
Okay, so we're always gonna try to take the things away from them and ask them for help if they need it. Passive hanging. So at that point, it's just trying to relax your hands into it and see if you can just hold it for 20 or 30 seconds. Our goal is just to start building this for grip strength and getting ready for a pull-up or chin-up or whatever it is, right? Just building that grip strength so their fingers stop hurting. One thing that we notice is that people hate how it feels in their hands.
Yeah.
So we started the passive hanging, assisted passive hanging earlier. They'll start getting more used to that feeling on their hands. They won't complain as much about it, right? And they need that grip strength anyways. I want them to be strong. Okay, so next up, we have a TRX or a barbell chin-up with feet on the floor. Do you feel comfortable with that one?
TRX. Yes.
Okay, so number one thing, I want you to tell me, where would you set up anything at? What height? What height would you set up the TRX, the barbell? To know exactly that that's the height for them.
So they need to be lower than the actual bar. So you want the bar to be below them, so probably chin level.
Yes, for anything you set up for a barbell foot assisted, it's going to be always a chin level. So we usually double dip when we program barbell squats, barbell shoulder press, barbell front squats, anything at a back level, we'll double dip on that set, and we usually do any kind of barbell chin up, right? That way we don't have to set up any bars. Usually you won't see a barbell chin up with just nothing else around it. Usually we're trying to teach him something else, right? A TRX chin up is a lot harder to set up for somebody taller, because these TRX only go up to like right here.
So they have to be
taller, right? So usually if it's a TRX chin up, and I'm stuck with this rack with somebody like Joe, I'll just tell him to do a barbell chin up. And what I'll do is I won't set up the barbell, I'll set up the pole. So it's just a little bit more of like, there's two poles in here, right? So then it's a lot easier. It's what I'll coach him on is, hey, let's say Joe's chin needs it to be that high.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say that. But for our purposes, we're gonna do it at this height, right? I'm gonna push it through, make sure that one end just slightly goes in, and whenever I'm using a pole, I don't want them on the outside of the pole. It's gonna start bending that pole a lot more. So I wanna teach it close, one hand really close to here, the other one a bit further like you would, right? And that way, if I'm here, I can hang all day. But if I'm here, I'm gonna be bending that pole all the time.
So you don't push this all the way to the
You don't have to, not on a pole. But like I said, it matters a lot more for your hand to be right next to this, right? So I'm gonna, okay, so let's act like this is one of the ones you're gonna show me.
Yep. Feet on the ground, this is assisted.
This is assisted, yep, feet on the ground.
So we're gonna be below the bar. We're just gonna be using,
Hold on, what'd you say?
we're gonna be below the, oh, no. Starting out
No, that's fine, but what was the first thing you said?
below the bar.
Did you say below the bar or feet below the bar?
Feet are gonna be
You're gonna be in front of the bar.
right in front of the bar. Yeah.
More. You're gonna be more in the bar because you know why, right?
Yes.
Why?
Because when you drop down using your quads as assistance, not your
Yeah, exactly. So if that's the case, and somebody, let's say somebody has bad shoulder mobility, what does that look like to you? On this exercise?
shoulder mobility.
Yeah, bad shoulder mobility. Or bad thoracic. Thoracic is here. Shoulder would be here. But let's say bad thoracic and shoulder mobility. What does that look like to you if I'm coaching?
Not being able to.
It usually means you can't get underneath the bar, right? Okay, so what does that mean to me? It means you need to move your legs way further up so you can have more space to fall right underneath the bar.
Gotcha.
Right, go ahead.
So these feet are here are just for assistance. So you're trying to pull yourself, since we are doing the chin up, you want to keep your chin up here and engaging your back the entire time, which means pulling the shoulders back and down, engaging those lats. You have your feet there as assistance, just like a passive hang. You have that there as assistance. You don't want to rely on it the entire time, just like standing there and then just holding it. You want to put pressure into pulling your body up, and then your feet are going to be there. Eventually you get to the point where you pull your toes up, and then eventually.
But actually show me the exercise. You haven't showed me a rep yet.
Oh, gotcha. So you're right here, down, back up.
So for me, you're a little too far away. So I want you to be able to fall into it all the way down. Keep going forward, keep going forward. So that way your hips is right below this. That's what I'm looking at. If your hips are further back, you're gonna force them to use their quads and the legs a lot more. I want to not force them to use their quads. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be here. That way I have space to fall the further forward I am. Yeah, but I'm just showing you, dude. I'm just showing you. So I want to be here. I'm going to be a lot further forward. So if I'm looking at them, if I'm looking at them from the side, their hip is right below the bar. And that way, yeah, they're going to have to use their legs a lot more to get up. But when I fall, I want to get to this point. It's almost like getting to an assisted passive hang. You don't want to encourage this. Right? Because then you're using their legs a lot more. You want to encourage to let them fall on their butt, right? So this forces them to use their hands no matter what a lot more. Rather than stepping further back, forcing them to use their legs a lot more to assist, right? So it's all about the angles, right? Watching the angles from the side. If I can get my hip all the way down, I'm good. If my hip's behind the bar, usually means I need to ask him to scoot their legs forward more. But I'm looking at that on every semi-assigned pole chin-ups, and I'm always looking at it from the side. If I need to tell him, that's one thing I'm coaching is coaching the feet. Hey, throw your feet further forward. Walk yourself forward. Walk. Like, damn, how much? Like at least another foot, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's chin-ups. The only difference between chin-ups and pull-ups is pull-ups a little bit harder grip. You're still looking at their hips to be able to be right in front of them, go up all the way to the chin and back down. And usually when they go up on anything chin up and pull up, if they're going the right way, they're gonna be on their tippy toes. So this is the part that I'm getting ready to work on more, is just that chin up or pull up hold. That's gonna be a harder version. But if I can get them to work earlier on by doing this a little bit further away, even better. When I ask them to do a hold by themselves, they're gonna be ready for it, right? Okay, yeah, so the TRX is gonna stay neutral, or you can rotate your hands in.
Same concept here.
Same concept, right? So yeah, so let's just set this one for example. The TRX, it doesn't matter if they rotate. It's actually better for their shoulders if they rotate their hands if they want to. I don't coach it, but I do allow it. So it looks like, a lot of times with people in the TRX, it looks like this. They'll go down, their hands will be facing forward, and then they'll come up and the hands will be facing each other, right? So let's start like this. Nothing wrong with that.
Gotcha.
Nothing wrong with that. I'd rather whatever they need to do for their hands to get easier to come up, that's fine with me, right? I usually just show them like this though, hands facing each other the whole time. And I'm still looking at it from the side, and this one, the TRX might be a little bit different, but I'm still looking at it from the side that their hip is right below them, not so far ahead of them and not so far behind them. If I'm here, I'm most likely going into like a row almost, right?
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
My thoracic spine is almost about to cramp. right? So go ahead and show me what that looks like in front of you, in front of you.
Oh.
So always in front of you. Yep.
They
that
said
way.
not to do anything with the feet.
Well, no, you can do it with, no, so like, so this one you don't really use, but on the toes is gonna be getting ready to have no weight on your feet. Yeah, that's definitely, you can use that. For sure, for sure, for
That's
sure.
my next one.
Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, show it to me, describe it to me.
All right, so you're gonna be up at the top. You're gonna go up on your toes. You can already feel that resistance. You're gonna try to push against that resistance. You still have your toes to support you, but it's not as much as using your entire foot. You're going to go
So-
down.
Yep.
And if it's too much weight to push back up, flatten those feet back out and then stand.
Exactly, so what's the next variation after that? Toes on toes, right?
Toes on
You're
toes.
gonna go toes down, toes up. So you're
Toes
staying
down.
on your toes. What's the next variation after that? Even less pressure. Go ahead,
So,
think about it.
negative down, and then pulling yourself back up.
Okay, and one after that. Give me more. More variations.
You do
Make them up if you need to.
1 foot.
You can do 1 foot. Even before I do 1 foot though, I might start doing literally tippy toes. So we're talking about, now we're going into this,
Okay.
right? So look at my toes. They're pointing straight down. I'm not on the balls of my feet at this point. Before you're the balls of my feet, I'm coaching. I want you to be on your nails essentially, okay? So that way I know you're not putting a lot of pressure on your nails. Unless you're a ballerina, that's the only reason you know how to put pressure on your nails, right? And then the other one I would do is I would start doing one leg off, right? 1 foot down, right? Legs down, up, then 1 foot off, 1 foot up, right? And then you can start doing completely. You can start teaching them how to do it without the feet assisted. You can start doing negatives going down and then just pushing up, coming up, right? So I'm gonna have you, and this is the harder one for people to understand. You always wanna coach it with your hands right next to your chin. Whether that be a chin up, you're gonna coach it this way, or whether that be a TRX, you're coaching it this way. The hardest thing you can do, make somebody do is if you're coaching it this way, to pull their legs up from here. You want to have them really close to that thing. It's going to be a lot easier to have it close. So you're going to ask him, hey, I'm going to have you pull one leg up. I'm going to start having you release pressure on the other leg. I'm going to have you start going down slow. As you're going down slow, I want you to extend your arms fully. And as you extend your arms fully, since you're close to the floor, it's going to be really hard for you, but I want you to pick your knees into your chest, right? Otherwise, it's going to look like this. Right? I want you to pick your knees into your chest as you're going down. Right? And then you're gonna put your feet down, you're gonna pull yourself back up, and we're gonna reset and do it again. Right? So that's another variation, right? And eventually as it gets to your to a pull-up. We want people to feel really comfortable with that negative before we even attempt to pull up. Right? But the only way that works is if you're able to get in, arms straight. So obviously this would be a regression, and this would be a progression. See what I'm saying? So like if they can't go all the way down, they'll still regress. They're not gonna try anything yet. They're not gonna try going up yet. I want them to get to the point that they can go up straight. That just might mean that the core's not ready for it. Pull-ups, chin-ups, any kind of thing hanging in a vertical position is a lot more core than people think, right? If you're not using the core, it's gonna be really, really hard for them to get up because they're not engaging their whole body. I can do a bicep pull-up if I wanted to, but not engaging my core, right? So I'm just here. No, it's just too hard. I could do it, like I'm limp, right? So I'm making my arms do all the work. Now if I'm hollow, I'm making my whole body do the work, right? So I want them to start getting used to using their whole body to pull up. Because if not, their arms are not gonna be strong enough to do pull-ups or chin-ups for a long time, right? All right, so feet on the floor, so we have multiple ways of doing feet on the floor. There's like 4 or 5 ways of doing feet on the floor. So just, I want you to make sure you're comfortable with all the regressions, progressions within that one. Okay? Yeah, and it's just, it makes, when you start thinking about it, it makes sense. Like you're just trying to take less and less weight from them. That's all I'm trying to do, right? Taking less and less weight from them. So eventually I can start getting them used to do it. If somebody's heavy set, I won't be able to do bandit pull-ups. They're not gonna be able to. It's too little of a weight that they can assist. Everybody that's heavy is gonna do this. So it's just taking them through those 4 or 5 different progressions, regressions to get them to that point where they can maybe even try the bandit one, right? Okay, so then we go into what I talked about. ISO chin-ups or neutral holds for time. So we can start it with the feet on the floor, or we can start it without the feet on the floor. Usually we start it this way. Okay, so now we're gonna go into, you're gonna keep your chin over the bar, or the TRX, or whatever it is, We're always gonna start chin-ups. It's easier than pull-ups for most people. So we usually start chin-ups. I'm gonna have you keep your feet on the floor, just minimally assisted on your tippy toes, and then try to hold it for as long as you can. Let's say somebody can now hold it for 20 seconds. The next step would be, all right, we're gonna start trying. Bye, Derek. Have a great day, bud. We're gonna start holding it with your feet off the floor. But I have to start really close with my neck on the bar, right? If I start here, this becomes a bicep exercise, right? I'm never gonna be able to hold this forever. I'm always gonna be able to hold it by leverage, by holding it close to myself, right? So I'm gonna be here, I'm just gonna hold it, and just hold this for as long as we can. But first tippy toes, or first feet if we need to, and then we'll move up from there. They're gonna feel their biceps a lot. The goal is to make them understand what that's gonna feel like when you start pulling up, right?
Gotcha.
Then we got our hanging scap retractions. I thought we did that already. Oh, assisted, okay, yeah. So hanging, bye Aaron. Next one is a hanging scap retractions. So like we talked about, even in this, even after they're more advanced, I still have them do it body weight for the first set and then move into the bar, unassisted. Okay, so then we got barbell pull-ups, feet on the floor. Where I thought I did that already. Oh, yeah, sorry. So that's why. Chin-ups or TRX chin-ups, barbell pull-ups are now a different grip, facing forward. That's a lot harder. So then that's the same thing, same variation, we just teach it a little bit different. What's up, bud?
We're going to secret new workout?
No, man, it's going over progressions, regressions.
I like it.
Yeah, man, yeah. Always learning, baby.
We got a new one coming next week.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Hydrofoil this past weekend?
No, but I got a new paddleboard.
Oh, snap. Have you tried it yet?
Foiling. I was out. It was like more like a surfboard.
Okay.
So it's short. It's like 8
Nice.
feet. I was just out in the flat water behind my house.
Sweet.
Kind of going in circles.
Yeah? Have you gonna try to surf in it?
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
there's no waves, but
Hurricane
I'll keep it at
season.
my dad's house.
Hurricane season though.
Yeah, but on a paddleboard that sucks. Usually it's like super choppy.
Yeah. You gotta go East Coast to do that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, they're like perfect little waves over there last weekend. Like
Oh,
really
really?
small, but like just.
I have heard Anna Maria has some waves
Okay.
in the jetties
Yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll find them.
Yeah, baby.
But I'm going foiling on Sundays.
Nice. Are you getting better?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's not electric, right? It's the one that
I
you
might
have
do
to.
that next week then.
The one you have to force.
Behind the boat. So you kind of
Oh, I didn't know you could go
But
behind.
that's
the boat.
another whole weird dynamic. So now you're behind the boat, like the boat's pulling you. It's like that. The force is this way, right?
It's like wake surfing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, like wake surfing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're riding the wave the
You're
whole
up on
time.
foil. That's the goal, is to get to the wake. Right now I'm just behind the boat. But then you like cross behind the, like what's like the propeller,
Yeah,
like that's all churned up. So the foil kind of goes like
a little bit crazy.
squirrely.
Yeah.
But it's good balance.
Oh yeah, man, that's awesome, dude.
progression.
Yeah, progression, baby. Nice.
How's it going?
Man, thanks, man. Have a great weekend. Okay, so barbell pull-up. So we start the same progress. It's just on a barbell pull-up, people for some reason like to go behind the bar a lot, right? I want to keep that chin really close to the bar at the top. I can go as wide as narrow as I need to get to that point. So you can start like this, and people are just like getting up here. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna have you widen your grip a little bit. Let's just try it out and see if you can get your chin closer to the bar. That might just be shoulder flexibility. Right? Nothing changes from when we went over. Everything's the same except the grip. It's now different, and the grip might be adjusted with depending how tight your shoulders are. Then we're gonna go into an iso chin up neutral hold for time. Feet off the floor. So this one was feet on the floor. This was feet off the floor. We already talked about the feet off the floor one. Then we got iso pull up hold. So same thing as this. It's just feet on the floor, I believe. Feet on the floor, yeah. So you're gonna be here. You're gonna try to hold this for as long as you can. Feet on the floor, assisted as much as you need to. But what I'm doing for anything like this, where feet are still on the floor, go ahead and get it done. So I'll show you. What I'm doing is I'm seeing how much pressure they have on the legs. If there's not a lot of weight here, I'm good. Go ahead and put my weight on your legs. It looks the same, right? It's just I can tell by how much you move. If you don't have a lot of weight in your legs, I'm pushing that leg and seeing how much you move. If it's weightless, it should move a lot. If it's a lot of weight, it shouldn't move at all.
Gotcha.
So that's my way of knowing, because it looks the same thing. It's my way of knowing how much pressure you're adding. And I'll start telling you, hey, go ahead and take my weight off. Come on, like make that leg move a little bit more when I'm touching it, right? Yeah. So we got iso pull-up holds, and then we got our feet on the floor, and then we got, like I said, we try to get everything 20 to 30 seconds. If we can get 20 to 30 seconds of that, they're getting really close to doing a chin-up or pull-up. Now we go into foot banded pull-ups, right? So somebody that's heavier set is gonna have a hard time with these. some of the slides is gonna be way easier to get a foot bend and chin up, right? We have multiple ones. We have foot.
Oh, chin up. From here, the band is there to assist you. So try to pull yourself up, use it as assistance.
No. You don't want to do that. You want to get that leg out straight first.
No, that's what I meant. I meant like explaining before.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, before you do that, I would explain the leg straight and then explain that. Otherwise, they're going to think that you're stepping into it. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You don't want them to think you're stepping into it. You're stepping down, and you're starting with it straight before you even start.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, exactly, like that.
Then explain the exercise.
Then you can explain the exercise.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you're using this as resistance, but you're not using it the entire time. You don't want to put all your weight into the band. You're going to use as much weight as you can to pull yourself up, using as much as your power that you have. From here, your legs are going to be straight. They're not going to be bent. They're going to be straight. And then you're going to pull yourself up and then slow back down. You'll notice the weight will bring you down without slamming you down. And then lock out at the end.
That's good. So a couple of things that you haven't mentioned is, so usually we start people off a box on this, right? So what I would make sure is that you're starting on a dead man hang. So what I want, if somebody that's new, you can start them on a box and see if they can go up from like a little bit of bend right there. But what I want them to do is go ahead and step off completely in front of the box. That's gonna be your starting position, okay? From here, I'm not gonna have you point your toe down or point your toe up. I'm gonna keep your foot flat. I wanna make sure I also discuss the other way, because if you point your toe down, it's gonna hit your penis for sure, right? If you don't wanna do that. So we wanna, toe pointed down is gonna hit you in the balls, toe pointed up is gonna hit you in the face. So neither one when I keep your foot flat. And then from here, once they're completely flat, I'm talking about staying tight. So go ahead and let yourself go. At that point, once you're completely flat, I'm gonna keep your belly engaged. You're gonna tighten up your core, and from your core being tight, you're gonna squeeze that right leg that has the band straight. You're gonna also squeeze your other leg. I want you to try to go ahead and pull up, stay really close to the bar, and then come back down. Perfect. I'm also talking about staying close to the bar. A lot of people like to pull away from the bar. Stay close to the bar. You don't want to. It's already a bicep exercise. You don't want it to become just a bicep exercise, right? Yeah, a lot of people like to swing their legs around. So I express my concern of like, hey, making sure that don't let your leg come forward, keeping your leg right underneath you, keep it locked out, and the more engaged your quad is, the more it's not gonna move around on you, right? So this is definitely dangerous, and what I do as a coach is I'm right next to them, and I'll try to keep their leg in place.
Gotcha.
Right, and also just in case the band comes up, I have my hand here to try to catch it. right? If I'm on one-on-one or if I have time explaining that thing. So in the first set, I always want to be next to them. I don't want to just stay here and like look at them and do it. I'm going to stay next to them and I'm going to make sure, go ahead and put on your foot again for me. I'm usually always in a pull-up when they're doing it on their own, whether it be band or unassisted. If I'm next to them, I'm coaching them. All right, go ahead and step off, Travis. You're gonna keep your foot nice and locked out. There you go, and then start squeezing that core, and I'm gonna have one hand on their upper back, one hand on the band. That way I can feel where their band is, and I can stop it from going forward, right? All right, go ahead and come up. There you go, but that way they also feel safe. They feel like I'm holding them. I won't be able to break their fall, but at least I can stop from the band from hitting their face, and I also can stop them from using the upper back. What do you think people would do this the wrong way? Show me how you think people would do this the wrong way.
Other than the toe?
Show me whatever you think. The toe, yeah. The toe we already talked about, so what else? What else?
Keeping their leg bent.
Keeping their leg bent. What else? If that's the case, you'll be able to feel it, so I want you to straighten out your leg. What else?
So
keeping the leg in front of them. Go ahead and start getting your leg in front of you. So at that point, I push the leg back down, right? What else do you think could happen? Start bending on their hips.
Yeah, trying to yank themselves up too.
Trying to yank themselves up, and that's the case. They're trying to yank themselves up. Either the weight's too light, or they're just not ready for the exercise, right?
Yeah.
Usually I try to go to a green or an orange. If that's the case, you okay?
Yeah, my arms are going to sleep on me.
I usually try to put a green or an orange, and if you can't handle on the foot, then you're not ready for this yet. We're gonna have to start doing this a little bit more. So in the case I don't tell them they're not ready for it, what I'll do is like, hey, you know what? Why don't we try barbell chin-ups again? Let's go ahead and I'll put it on the pole, and we're gonna go ahead and try it out.
Gotcha.
That's what I'll say, right? So I'll always keep my hand on the upper back, my other hand around their knee, and I'll keep them together. That way, also holding them together in one direction, going up and down, right?
Gotcha.
Especially on my one-on-one, for sure. All right, keep that there because we're gonna use it again. Go ahead and try the red one. Try the red one and see how that feels.
It'd be hard to keep your foot in it.
That's what I'm saying.
First part.
Go ahead and use both your hands to push the band down. There you go.
That's gonna fly.
So it's not possible. That's all I'm trying to get to the point. No, dude, it's just not possible. Don't ever do it with somebody. That red band's too big. So one thing is the foot, the other thing is the knee. On the knee, that's a different story. You can't use that band for the knee. You cannot use that red band for the foot.
Gotcha.
That's what I was trying to get to. Okay, so then we got iso pull-up holds with the feet off the floor. So at this point, we're trying to teach hands facing forward. We already figured out their width because they're done on the floor before. We're gonna do this version. Okay, that's a lot harder to try to get 20 seconds off, right? We got knee banded chin-ups and foot banded pull-ups. So then at that point, knee banded chin-ups. Go ahead and describe it to me.
Knee banded chin-up. So you're in the same position as you would with it on your foot, but instead it's going to be on your knee. So when you put your arm, you're going to be right here on your knee.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to pull your knee forward, tucking in, and it's going to smack you in the face. With this one, if you
no, wait. You want to pull your knee forward for sure, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm saying with this one, you can't really go in the other direction because if you go this far back, it's not going to.
Oh no, you can't. Oh, for sure.
Really?
I mean, go ahead and try to pull up, or try a chin up. I'm sorry, try a chin up. And keep your other leg. Yep, keep your leg in front of you. Now try to bring that leg further back. All right. Does it help you though?
No, but I'm saying like you can't smack yourself with it.
I mean, if you leave it at the edge, it could possibly, but I don't want to teach that way either.
Yeah.
I want to teach somewhere in the middle, like right here, like not further than not here, but like right in the middle, right here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
So the band is going to be right around your shin level.
So is that your shin?
Top of shin level.
I would say go
Right
lower.
below knee.
I would go lower. I would go mid shin. That way you have a little space for it to go slide up if it needed to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So middle shin.
But like I said, I have a reason for it. If you don't have a reason, I mean, meaning like if you have a reason for the other one, that's fine. You just gotta tell me why. You know what I
mean? Middle shin level, you're going to dead hang starting out, and then you're going to pull yourself up just like you would with a foot banded one. So We're going to start off, we're going to let our weight go down, then we're going to let our weight come off, and then we're going to start the chin up, keeping everything tight from our quads to our core to our glutes, and then pulling up. Then slow and control back down.
That's good. Would you think it's easier to teach this one with their let's say this right knee's banded with the left leg forward or left leg right underneath them? And if so, what makes it different? Not necessarily that much forward, just a little bit forward.
Forward gives you more core. So
Activates more core, right? So if that's something you're looking for, I would definitely work on getting that leg more forward, the opposite leg, right? If I just wanted to get it done, and as I said, explain that in the beginning. That's kind of like the week 1 compared to week 3 and 4. On week 1, I'm just trying to get them up. Once they get up, I'll start refining those skills a little bit more. So on week 3, I might start, hey, go ahead and point that other foot and slightly bend that toe forward on the one that is non-weighted, right? So just little details on that one. You're always trying to make sure that they're getting past their chin. Some people just don't have that flexibility to get past this. So we need to know, can you do this at all? Like, if they did this already here, they can definitely do it over there. At that point, if they're not getting past here, they're just getting worn out at the top. So at that point, I'm gonna just cut the rep short, right? What's up, Tets? What's going on, girl? So we got knee banded chin-ups, we got foot banded pull-ups, so nothing changes on that, it's just the angle of the hands, right? Hey, Ann. How are ya? Good, good. How long? Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks. What's up? No, I think he's gone for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so negative chin-ups from rack. So at that point, we've tried a negative chin-up, assisted on the feet. What do you think a negative chin-up on the rack looks like?
Negative chin-up from
Rack.
Is it from the bar you were using?
No, that would be a pull. So we've done that already. So let's say at this point we did those negative chin-ups back here. So on the rack, it's just from the bar. Negative chin-ups from the bar.
Oh, okay, so you're doing a chin to get...
Yeah, so basically there's 2 ways of doing this. I need to get up to the top.
Gotcha.
How can I get up to the top? You can do coach assisted. I can help you get to the top, right? I can do a bigger box. What else can you do? Any equipment we have in the gym that makes it easy to do. What do you think that is?
Bench.
A bench should also help you, yeah, for sure. There's some people that are really short, so they can't get up fully. What else could you use? You can kind of climb on top, right? But what could you use to climb on top?
Those things?
You can use those things, but they're really unstable, and since they don't hook in, I'll use a J-hook. I'm going to show you how to use it, okay? So, if I have somebody doing a negative chin-up, and let's say we don't have any equipment, the easiest thing you can do is get a small box, and then get a J-hook somewhere in the middle, and I'll use it this way, right? So what I'll do is I'll have them stand up on the box. At this point, hopefully they can reach the bar. If they can't reach the bar, it needs to be higher box or a bench. Step up, right? And then from here, you're gonna go down. Okay, back down, step up on the box, step up on the J-hook. So I'm gonna put this to the level that they need to be able to have it at to be able to step up to the chin is past the bar, right? So for me, that could be here, right? For somebody that's shorter, that might have to be a little bit higher, right? And it could be here, right? But now I'm here, I'm still supported, and now I'm gonna have you, hey, pull your knee to your chest, and then let's see if you can go down slowly. Right? All we're looking for is time at that point. We're gonna looking for 3 to 5 seconds. If they can't get 3 to 5 seconds, they're done. I want them to at least get 1 clean rep. If it says 1 to 4, then your goal is just to get as many as you can, holding that. Once I'm over here and I'm starting to go like this, that's not a negative anymore. I'm done with that. Yeah. Like they're done. Just call it what it is, and then they're done. Okay. Gotcha. Nothing else changes. We're gonna start using our core a lot more. So you have to start coaching hollow one of 2 ways. You either have your legs in front of you. So let's say I climb up here, I have my legs in front of me, I point my toes, and I'm gonna go down this way. Or the next version would be, I have them come all the way up. I'm gonna have them tuck into their chest and then go down all the way. That's both versions using your core. Not necessarily that's one easier than the other. I just find that some people might find one easier than the other. It just depends on what you want to try, right? Questions on that one?
I think I'm good on that one.
Okay. So same thing as the foot banded pull-ups. You have knee banded pull-ups. It's just everything's harder for the pull-ups. Body weight chin-ups at that point. So once we can get clean negative chin-ups, we're able to try a body weight chin-up at that point, right? Yep. Nothing changes. At that point, I'm just trying to get them up and down the bar. Once they get their first rep, I don't even worry about calling in their abs. Unless they're starting to get really frustrated with themselves, I'll start talking to them about, hey, I need you to engage your abs in the beginning. But I just want them to get up and down. If you can get up and down, that's a success for them and success for us. They're going to start getting more encouraged to trying more things like that, right? Negative pull-ups, mixed grip chin-ups, or neutral grip chin-ups. So negative pull-ups is just here. Yep, exactly. Then we have mixed grip negative chin-ups, right? So mixed grip negative chin-ups would be here. And you're always trying, at the beginning, you're just teaching a mixed grip. You're trying to get one rep, and you're trying to switch it up every time until you see how many reps they can get. Once they start getting better at mixed grip, your goal is to coach them towards the hand that is in a chin-up version, right? So let's say I'm really good, let's say I'm doing a mixed grip chin-up, and I've done a couple of them. It's been week 3. I can now do 3 or 4 on each side, going 3 to 5 seconds down. My next goal would be, okay, so now instead of being your chin in the middle, I'm gonna have you pull your chin towards the arm, a chin-up, and start putting a lot more pressure into a bicep. Because, I mean, not that anybody's gonna get a one-arm pull-up, but that's the way you start working into a one-arm pull-up, or almost like a negative chin-up on one arm.
Gotcha.
Right? Let's see. And then neutral grip. The only way for us to do neutral grip here is one of 2 ways. Take the TRX and put it up really high, or you use the handles.
Yeah.
You use the handles, right? The handles move a lot more, so you have to coach that into it, right? Hey, I'm gonna do a neutral grip chin-up. We're gonna do it on the handles, just so you know the handles might move if you start yanking on it a lot, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to add pressure, and I want you to try to go up and then slowly come down, knowing that the handles might move further away from each other or a little closer, but don't let that scare you. Okay, and if it's a negative, double hands on the handles. At no point do I want to push up. I'm always pulling down, because if I push up and I push down and I yank this, I'm gonna snap my bicep, right? So I'm always having pressure down on my hands. I'm using this to help me load up, and then I'm gonna go down, slow, 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 all the way down. If I need to, go up and then back up again. Oh yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. After that, there's so many different variations you can do. You can use towels. We've done that before.
Make sure it doesn't slide.
Oh wait, you're saying use a towel?
Connect it and it won't slide.
Wait, show me.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Lake Seminole Park? Have you been there?
Yes, a long time ago.
Oh, I like it. It's really nice. It's good, like shaded pathway. So
I haven't thought about that. I don't know.
Slide as much as
Let me see. Let me try it. I've never seen that before. Huh. So yeah, I never thought about this. Let me see. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely slides a little bit less for sure. I mean, yeah, you can definitely add that if you have the time,
and I
for
guess
sure.
the thicker towel would make it to where it really doesn't move.
The what?
Like the black one.
Yeah.
It really doesn't move.
So I guess you could do this if you find that somebody's like shaking a lot or something.
Yeah.
I would try without the equipment first and then go from there. That's the way we do neutral grip. We used to have a neutral grip bar, but we just got rid of it. But I find that sometimes people might have an easier time doing a neutral grip chin-up before they even get to a pull-up or a chin-up. They might have an easier time. It just might be on their shoulder flexibility, and that helps them a lot, right?
Gotcha. Were you saying towel isn't like gripping the towel?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were meaning.
Those are hard.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. After all these progressions, you can do that. So then we go from bodyweight chin-ups, negative pull-ups, mixed chin-ups, and then we go into bodyweight pull-ups, mixed or neutral grip chin-ups. And then we go into weighted. So we have a weighted vest over there. What we do, the first variation we do, we don't even bring the weight vest out. We just have you start with a dyno ball in between your legs, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So we start with the dyno ball. We have 6, 10, 14, 20, and 30, I believe.
So, Chris didn't know this one.
How much weight do you know? Okay, so yeah, he could do 15 or he could just do the ball. Some people just don't like using the ball, but I introduced the ball before I introduced the belt because it's just less equipment. Right? So I want to make sure that I always have to bring less equipment, making my life easier. I'd rather spend more time coaching than having to bring all this equipment out and putting it away, right? So I'm gonna have my niece. This also teaches people to use their core to help them. So from here, the first variation would be legs together, or ball between your legs. You're gonna go all the way up and all the way back down. Full extension every time you're getting your reps. Always looking for that full extension. You can go all the way up to 20 before it starts getting a little uncomfortable. You can even start also doing, if this is too big for some people, I also do the med ball a lot. Med ball's a lot smaller and he's a little squishy, so you can actually get into place between your legs. I usually don't go past 20. After that, I usually start using that weight belt for that. Questions, comments? No? Okay, sweet. Let's see. What's up, bud?
So that felt pretty good.
That felt pretty good? Nice.
Yeah, I feel like I understood this a lot.
Okay, I feel like you're getting...
Pull downs we've been going through a lot more.
Exactly. So I feel like you're getting a lot better in everything. Just